Tonight on Cronkite News, the effect of the Israel-Hamas war on several communities here in Arizona.
Plus, she's officially in. Kari Lake hosts a campaign event in Scottsdale to announce her run for the U.S. Senate. The message she had for her supporters.
And the Arizona Diamondbacks are finally back at home, hoping to put an end to the LA Dodgers playoff run.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Alex DaCosta.
And I'm Aaron Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us.
The State Department says the number of U.S. citizens who have been killed in the Israel-Hamas war has risen to 22.
And U.S. citizens are among the 150 hostages captured by Hamas. Hamas reportedly fired thousands of rockets early Saturday morning, and Israel retaliated with attacks on Gaza and declared war. At least 2,200 people have died on both sides. Earlier today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke to reporters before departing for Israel.
The United States has Israel's back. We have the back of the Israeli people. We have their back today. We'll have it tomorrow. We will have it every day. We stand resolutely against terrorism. We've seen the almost undescribable acts committed by Hamas against Israeli men, women, and children. Every day, we're learning more, and it is simply heartbreaking.
This war is affecting many people, including here in the Valley.
Cronkite News reporter Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez joins us now from the newsroom. And Adriana, you spoke to some people from both communities. What did they have to say?
They really wanted to stress the timeline of the conflict. The conflict between Israel and Palestine has been going on for a long time. Here in Arizona, members from both communities are sharing their thoughts. According to the Jewish Virtual Library, almost 124,000 Jewish people live in the state. Rabbi Bonnie Capel's congregation became aware of the strikes Saturday morning, right before a service.
I spoke a day or two ago with one of our members who has a daughter in Israel right now. People are scared, they're worried, they're angry.
Almost 55,000 Arab Americans live in Arizona, according to the Census Bureau. Michael Bradley, the coordinator for the Palestine-Arizona Network, says he wishes the violence would end.
They're wondering how long is this going to continue, this latest round of violence, and when will we be able to help both sides negotiate a peace?
Phoenix police confirmed they will enhance security around synagogues in the valley. Rabbi Capel says her congregation is here to support her community.
Have a moment during regular Sunday school to invite members who have any concerns that they want to share and discuss.
Bradley encourages people to have dialogue and look at both sides of the conflict. Arizona's Capitol Hill delegation took a stance with nearly all members condemning the attacks with the bipartisan support. In the newsroom, Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Adriana. Meanwhile, here in the Valley, early voting begins today in 12 of Arizona's counties that will have an election this November. The elections are all about bonds. Here in Maricopa County, voters will have the opportunity to weigh in on 30 different bond proposals. You won't get to vote on all of them. It will vary based on where you live, many of them targeted towards school districts. Election day is November 7th, but if you are voting by mail, your ballot needs to be back by October 31st.
After weeks of anticipations, Kari Lake officially announced she is running for the United States Senate. Lake hosted an event last night in Scottsdale to make the announcement. This comes after the Republican candidate filed paperwork earlier this month. You may remember in 2022, Kari Lake ran for governor against Democrat Katie Hobbs. Lake ended up losing to Hobbs by 17,000 votes. She spent months challenging the results of the election. Now Lake has her eyes set on the U.S. Senate, and she says she is running to fight for Arizona residents.
I am in this for us. I'm in this for us, Arizona. And when you elect me to the United States Senate, you are electing a mama bear on a mission to protect not just my kiddos, not just my babies. I want to protect Arizona, and I want to protect the United States of America.
Earlier today, Republicans nominated Representative Steve Scalise to be their candidate for the Speaker of the House. Scalise won the secret ballot vote by a slim majority, beating Representative Jim Jordan, who was endorsed by former President Trump. But in order for Scalise to formally become the Speaker, he'll need 217 votes, which means he'll need almost all of the GOP members to vote for him. The speaker's seat opened up after Representative Kevin McCarthy was voted out earlier this month.
Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs is weighing in on what she calls the wasteful spending of Arizona's electronic school voucher program. She released this statement on X. The program known as the ESA is designed to help those students who opt to go to private schools. Vouchers give recipients 90% of state funding that would have gone to public students. But the program is said to be running over budget, one analysis finding the program could cost as much as $900 million next year. Governor Hobbs is calling on Superintendent Tom Horne to stop the unsustainable spending. And coming up next, honoring those who serve. The milestone ceremony helping Arizona veterans honor their past.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
And entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Three, two, one. Cronkite News. Get real professional experience in areas such as reporting, broadcast editing, and behind-the-scenes production, such as technical director and audio.
Kill the mics.
Or go out in the field and cover important local stories.
Learn and master the English language.
In a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Cronkite News. The future starts now.
Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Welcome back. Honor Flight Arizona has been flying veterans out to Washington, D.C. since 2009, so they can see the memorials dedicated to their service. And as our Renee Romo explains, Honor Flight Arizona recently celebrated its 101st flight.
Vietnam never leaves us. It's always there.
Yep. When we came home, we didn't get a hero's welcome. Nobody thanked us for our service.
It took decades, but the 13 veterans of the Korean War and 19 Vietnam veterans from Arizona finally got their hero's welcome home. Touring the memorials, accepting thanks from passersby, and being recognized for their service in a pinning ceremony at the Vietnam Memorial.
Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
It is just always our pleasure and our purpose is to make sure that they feel like for Vietnam veterans that they're welcomed home.
While the trip let these veterans get their long-delayed thanks for their service, it also gave them the chance to reflect on and remember their comrades who did not return.
There's a lot of names that I recognize there that did not make it back.
Vietnam Memorial, and see the 2 or 3 names that I knew of that I know them.
Yeah, and I had a lot of friends that were killed in Vietnam, and at least 2 people that were killed there, and a lot of folks that served. And so this is quite a tribute to come here to see all the monuments.
I lost so many buddies in Vietnam, you know. I'm just excited to get there, but I don't know how much react when I see the wall, put my hand on the wall, you know.
Veterans had a busy day as they got to see the Vietnam, Korean, World War II, Marine Corps, and Navy memorials, along with the Arlington Cemetery to view the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. However, the work for Honor Flight Arizona continues on.
Eventually, someone will have to take the reins because we want to honor all of our veterans from after Vietnam. There's a lot of veterans to be thanked for their service as well.
Thanked and given a chance to heal from the wounds of war.
I still have nightmares. I just wanted to, like it's a healing process for me anyway.
In Washington, Renee Romo, Cronkite News.
Meantime, happening tomorrow, ASU is set to launch a spacecraft of its own. This is what the spacecraft looked like today. This is all a part of the Psyche mission. The goal? To study an asteroid located between Mars and Jupiter. The spacecraft will travel 2.2 billion miles in its exploration. Scientists say they hope analyzing the asteroid will help them get a better understanding of how the Earth came to be. The craft will launch from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida tomorrow and orbit the Psyche asteroid for 21 months. This is the first NASA mission that ASU is playing a leading role in.
Well, back here on planet Earth, it's been pretty warm back here in the valley. Sydney Whitty joins us now with how long the high temperatures will stick around.
That's exactly right, Aaron. Those high temperatures aren't going anywhere anytime soon. As a matter of fact, right now we're sitting at 86 and we'll dip down to 80 at about 10 p.m. tonight. But our low temperatures for tomorrow, 65 in Phoenix, 60 at Lake Havasu. But if you're looking for those freezing temperatures up in high country, 26 in Flagstaff, 27 at the Grand Canyon, and Window Rock at 21 with our lowest low. And our high temperatures in the valley will be 90 tomorrow, 87 at Lake Havasu, 88 down in Tucson. And if you're looking for some reprieve, 74 in Sedona and 62 in Flagstaff. And taking a look to the rest of the week, we'll be in the 90s through this week and the rest of this weekend. Monday, we will hit 100 degrees, and Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see some light clouds. We're at about average for this time of year at 90-91. I'm Sydney Whitty at the Cronkite Weather Center.
Thanks, Sydney. Alex, the weather is going to be looking great for the Diamondbacks tonight.
Hopefully they'll move on and beat the Dodgers. And some Valley organizations are embracing the chaos and getting a little playful on social media. Here's what the Arizona Department of Transportation tweeted out earlier today. And it's not your typical traffic sign. A dot signs like this one are warning drivers that they may be sweepers in the area. The Snakes went undefeated in their wild card series against the Milwaukee Brewers. So we'll see if a clean sweep is needed after tonight.
And speaking of the D-backs, our Ryan Bonnell joins us now with a look at the Cronkite Sports Report. What do you have for us, Ryan? There might be a sweep happening tonight, maybe? Get those brooms out?
Yeah, you know it, Aaron. The Snakes are hoping to make history and throw another iconic locker room celebration in their own clubhouse. We'll have a look at how the Snakes bullpen is preparing to end this NL Division Series at Chase Field.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
this is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news.
The bill also gives parents the ability to sue.
And entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Three, 2, 1. Cronkite News. Get real professional experience in in areas such as reporting, broadcast editing, and behind-the-scenes production, such as technical director and audio.
Kill the mics.
Or go out in the field and cover important local stories.
Learn and master the English language.
In a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Cronkite News. The future starts now.
Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
The Diamondbacks are playing their first home playoff game tonight in 6 years, and fans finally have something to celebrate here in the Valley. Cronkite News reporter Trey Matthews is out at Chase Field with more on the D-backs playoff run. And Trey, the champagne could be flowing tonight.
Yes, the D-backs are currently taking on the Dodgers in Game 3 of this series and are 1 win away from advancing to the National Championship Series. They took the first 2 games in L.A. and could sweep the men in blue with a victory tonight.
This was a look at the stadium, the calm before the storm. It was a sellout crowd tonight as fans are hoping to see their team advance. The Snakes have a lot of momentum going their way. Rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt took the mound to start this game. He and all-star pitcher Joe Mantiply say the team is playing with a lot of confidence.
I mean a lot. I think for this whole team, winning those first 2 games in Dodger Stadium was huge. We've been through a lot and to get to this point. So I think winning this series as quickly as possible will be huge for everybody.
In the playoffs, anything can happen. So, we're just trying to keep playing hard and let the chips fall where they may.
If they advance to the NLCS, it will be the first time since 2007, and they will face the winner of the Philadelphia and Atlanta series. I'm going to head back in there to see if they can pull it off. At Chase Field, Trey Matthews, Cronkite News.
College basketball is right around the corner, and preseason polls have the Arizona women's team picked to finish 7th in the Pac-12 this year. Adia Barnes' squad only returns 5 players, but will make the most of their final season in the conference. One thing you can expect, full fan support. Our Alexis Davis is in Las Vegas for Pac-12 Media Day and asked Barnes about the Wildcats' stellar attendance record.
Last year, your attendance was phenomenal. What was it? Was it intention with the SID department, or was it a campaign within you and your team that really brought all those people out to support you?
Well, I think it's just, Tucson's a basketball town. If you look back at Lute Olson and the history, we've always been really known for basketball. And I think that early on when I first got to Arizona 8 years ago, we were really intentional about getting out in the community and being really active and just having some connection there. And I think it just grew, and it helped winning some games along the way and having some success. But they just love basketball in Tucson. I think our team and program does a really good job of connecting with the fans. So, yeah, we were #1 in attendance in the Pac-12, so very proud of that.
And with just 25 days until the start of women's college basketball, Arizona State is left looking for a new #1 point guard. Ty Skinner started in 25 games for the Sun Devils last season, but suffered a season-ending injury that renders her out for this year. We're sending it back to our Alexis Davis in Las Vegas with more on who's up next for the Sun Devils.
On October 4th, Arizona State women's basketball announced senior guard Ty Skinner will be out this season with a knee injury. Skinner has led the Sun Devils offense since her arrival. Head coach Natasha Adair did not shy away from this being a hard pill for the program to swallow.
And we know the impact that Ty has had on our team, on the game, on the conference, just nationally.
and to lose just that leader, because that's where I will start. It was a blow, but this group is no stranger to adversity.
Skinner wrote herself in the program's history book by averaging 19.3 points a game, the most from any Sun Devil since 1989. The dynamic guard was named to the All Pac-12 media team. With the absence of their top performer, senior guard Jaden Simmons and sophomore guard Trayana Chris are gearing up to take on larger roles on the floor.
And as well, like, I knew for me, I wanted to be better. I knew I could be better from last season. So just working on my shot, working on getting inside and being tougher, working on my defense as well.
Ty Skinner still has her eyes on the big picture, literally and figuratively. 3 days after her knee surgery, she reminded Coach Adair that on her vision board, she drew the women's Final Four in 2026, which will be in Phoenix, Arizona. And with 2 years of eligibility still left, this could very well be in her future. Adair, Crisp, and Simmons all expressed desperately wanting to win. To get there, Chris has even taken a page out of Colorado football's head coach Deion Sanders' book.
We're coming. That's all I can say. We're coming.
In Las Vegas, Alexis Davis, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Coyotes dropped the puck on a new season against the Devils on Friday. The Yotes play their first 4 games on the road before coming home to Mullet Arena on Saturday, the 21st. Despite a failed arena deal in Tempe, the team has emphasized their commitment to staying in Arizona. And beside finding a permanent home in the Valley, the Coyotes' other main mission is to win a Stanley Cup.
We've done everything to invest in building the foundation that we believe is going to lead us to that. What you see now is the fruits of that labor. You're seeing some of these draft picks that we worked hard to get, to then scout, to then put them on the ice, and to really begin their player development, their player performance. You're going to have some exciting players.
That's going to be it for your Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Aaron and Alex.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, up next, a sport of a different kind.
That's right. This sport takes place on the water and in a boat. But this boat is made out of a giant pumpkin. Find out why one man spent hours paddling down the Missouri River when we return.
ASU's one and only student-run radio station, Blaze Radio, provides students with opportunities to cover a variety of topics. From music,
This is Sun City Garage,
to sports coverage,
Against the Brewers in his last outing, he went
to news,
The bill also gives parents the ability to stream
and entertainment updates. Blaze Radio offers a fun environment to gain valuable broadcast experience. To find out more, visit blazeradioonline.com.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Three, 2, 1. Cronkite News. Get real professional experience in areas such as reporting, broadcast editing, and behind-the-scenes production, such as technical director and audio.
Kill the mics.
Or go out in the field and cover important local stories.
Learn and master the English language.
In a fun, welcoming atmosphere. Cronkite News. The future starts now.
Here at the Walter Cronkite School, students produce award-winning content that focuses on health disparities in underserved communities and how to turn things around. In Cronkite News and Cronkite Noticias, students cover stories that affect people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, people with disabilities, and others across the Southwest.
We highlight big problems that are often overlooked in communities that are underserved.
Those stories not only inform and educate people about the challenges, but we work hard to highlight potential solutions. In the Cronkite Agency, students work to connect with community members through social media campaigns in English and Spanish.
Being a Hispanic myself, it's nice to be able to give back to my own community.
Find more of our health coverage at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
I'm Chef Mark Charbel. Welcome to Check Please Arizona. You picked this place. Tell us why.
It was just so cozy.
Anything you order there is going to be phenomenal.
I had the meatballs.
Garlicky in the absolute best way.
They were amazeballs. I was that person that went up to the salsa bar 4 times.
Not what I was expecting. Join me for the 10th season of Check Please Arizona. I'm getting hungry.
We have a brand new world record, and it's quite a strange one.
That's right. A Missouri man just set the Guinness World Record for longest ride by pumpkin boat. The man paddled the pumpkin nearly 40 miles down the Missouri River, and it took him about 11 hours to complete. He's been planning the trip for months. Now he's just waiting for the Guinness World Records to make it official. The previous record was set last year when the man paddled for a pumpkin for 37.5 miles.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took him to grow that pumpkin, Aaron. That's it for Cronkite News. Thanks for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.